Ho ho! Congratulations on the win. Now that the year is over and the holidays are coming, how calm do you feel about the team's level beyond the points based on today's performance?
Good evening. Yes, now we'll have some time to analyze and reflect on where we are. Today was a match we had to win. We arrived in a complicated situation with many absences, and the moment was about trying to take the 3 points. It's clear that we know we can do better, and we want to do better. We have that self-criticism, obviously. Now that we've achieved it, the 3 points, we'll use this time to try to start the year in a better way.
I wanted to ask you about the whistles Vinícius received when he was substituted. What do you make of it, and why do you think it happened?
Well, the fans are sovereign and free to express their opinion. Today was a complicated match, as I said before, given how we arrived. Obviously, there are things we can improve, and we understand that. But I also value the moment the team is in, the number of matches they're playing, and the fact that with so many injuries, many players are having to play repeatedly. Now, we'll use this time to rest a bit and start the year with good strength.
If you had to define your team in just a few words, how would you describe the way it plays?
You journalists are the ones who write the headlines. I'm not here to look for definitions. But as I said to your colleague before, we know the moment we're in, where we are, and we have the demand and the self-criticism to be able to play better. We're aware that this is not our true level and that we want to improve it.
I don't really know how to explain what happened on the pitch today from a footballing point of view, because the best thing was the result. Yesterday you spoke about winning duels and knowing what kind of match Sevilla would bring, but we didn't really see that. You conceded many chances and quite easily. How do you explain it?
Yesterday you asked me what the priority was, and we said it was to win the match, and then how we wanted to do it. Obviously, there are things that didn't go as we expected, and others that came closer to what we wanted. But we have the 3 points, we've won. A week ago, we won in Vitoria, we've won today, and the situation allows us to start and face 2026 in a league position that keeps us close enough to fight for everything. Now we need to accompany that with the improvement we want to make, obviously.
You were asked about the whistles for Vinícius and said you respect the fans. I wanted to ask how those whistles affected him personally.
At the end of the match, I was greeting everyone, saying goodbye, and we didn't talk about that topic.
I'll give you a headline. Real Madrid keep winning, but Xabi Alonso keeps losing. Do you think that's unfair, exaggerated, out of place, or not objective?
I'm not here to evaluate your headlines.
You've talked about the team's play and made it clear it can improve. Have you identified what the problem is and what the team needs to improve?
In several areas, both without the ball and with the ball. We need to give the game a different rhythm, a different intention to combine control with more verticality. But as I said, today we arrived after all these weeks with many injuries. The players are making a huge effort, and many were at their limit. Others couldn't even make it. Fede, Eduardo was also right on the edge, Raul too. So I don't judge the team based only on today's level, because I know that in the future, when we recover energy and players, we'll be able to rotate more and improve.
Yesterday you said you felt strong, firm and motivated. But today we saw you spending more time on the bench, giving fewer instructions. You've explained what the team lacks and what you want to see more on the pitch. Do you still feel the same motivation and energy as at the beginning?
The same thing I told you yesterday. From one day to the next, my mood and my mindset don't change at all. I understand the match. I analyze it. I'm also critical in a constructive way. But I put today's game into context, where we're coming from and what lies ahead starting in January.
Leaving tonight's match aside, if we compare your team from 2.5 months ago to today's team, what do you attribute the drop in performance to?
I've said it before, many factors have come together. How many absences did we have today? 9, maybe 10, between suspensions, players who couldn't make it, and others who are playing almost every match. That's inevitable. It's happening to us, and it's happening to other clubs in Europe with this level of demand. You have to live with it. Of course you have to be critical, but I put context on the moment we're in.
On the positive side, there's Mbappé. Today he seemed especially eager, he said it himself, motivated by the chance to reach or equal Cristiano's record. Is that kind of ambition one of the best pieces of news heading into 2026?
Players with that kind of ambition, that desire to play every match and have an impact, are very good for the team and for their teammates. And today, Kylian has equaled a historic mark like Cristiano's. I congratulate him on that and encourage him to start 2026 well.
As 2025 comes to an end, what do you ask of 2026, both professionally and personally?
I'd like to start recovering players. I think we'll be able to get people back and have more options, so we're not always playing at the limit. I'm not someone who asks for things. I'm prepared for whatever comes.
From what you're saying, it seems the team's performance not being at 100% is a physical issue. Have you identified why there are so many injuries and whether there's a clear diagnosis?
There are many factors, not just one. Obviously, the workload in terms of minutes plays a role. When some players are injured, others have to play more, and that increases the risk of injuries. That's happened to us, not just this week, for example, with Militao, and that penalizes you a lot. Right now, Trent and Carvajal are injured. Fede couldn't play today either. So you have to be creative. Players have to adapt to positions they're not used to, and they're making a huge effort. I really value that. Now let's see if we can improve and recover players. Happy holidays to everyone, all right? Take it easy.